All righty. I am very sorry for the late stream today, guys. I'll let you in on a little reason as to why the stream was late. I have spent a lot of time the last month in-depth scouting this wide receiver class, and more specifically this last weekend. For about the past 5 days, I spent about 10 hours each day scouting this wide receiver class, at least the top 15 consensus. And I recorded today a top 10 wide receiver video for the 2023 NFL draft, and I am really excited for you guys to watch it. It goes into a lot of detail. I tell you the strengths and weaknesses of these players, why I might have some players that you guys love really low, why I might have others that we don't really know too much about, or you might not know too much about just yet, really high. Strengths, weaknesses, player comps, analytics, all about that. So that's what I was doing just then, was recording. I thought it would take me about an hour to record, and then the video would be about 45 minutes through editing and stuff, or 30 minutes, somewhere around there. But it actually took me 2 hours to record that video. So much detail, so much information coming your way. And I don't think I've ever presented this much information in a top 10 Dynasty rankings video before. So I'm hoping it comes off well. I'll have to do a bunch of editing afterwards and graphics and stuff. I'm hoping it comes off well and not too information-y, but I really wanted to explain the reasons why I had these players in certain positions. And let me tell you what, I don't want to spoil too much on today's stream because I'm excited for you guys to watch that video, but oh my goodness, have my opinions been solidified, changed, and there's a clear top 2 wide receivers for me in this class. There's 2 wide receivers that I did not anticipate being in my top 10 that are in my top 5. I'm really excited for the video. I hope it comes off well. So that is why I was late, as well as recording the tight end tier ranking video for you guys this week. I know you guys have been enjoying that video series. Do me a huge favor, if you don't mind, and drop a like.
You like that? You like that?
I appreciate every like. It means so much. Hey, if we can get to 100 likes, I will be doing a Dynasty rookie draft stream tomorrow. We're doing a Dynasty startup right now. So do me a favor, drop a like, help me get to that 100 likes mark. The Dynasty startup stream that we did last week at this time ended up with like 176 likes. You guys were incredible. Thank you so much. I can promise you that every time you like the video, you subscribe, it really helps the channel grow. So we do appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Aldiz? Casey Brown says, oh no, the stream was 20 minutes late. We're devastated. Yo, what's up, G Money? What's up? And we're over it. Excited to watch the video. That's good to hear. Casey says, development of this channel has been off the charts. Went from a great forum to have pretty good discussions to getting some expert analysis. I appreciate that. Always evolving and advancing. Honestly, that's been one of my biggest goals with kind of pursuing this and wanting to do it full time, is just not to be content with where I was last year in scouting and evaluation, and I want to continue to get better. And I feel really good about this wide receiver class and where I stand on it. So I'm very excited for you guys to see that video. All right, so what we're doing today is we are doing a Dynasty startup draft, including the 2023 rookie class. So you will have the chance to draft 2023 rookies in today's draft as well, if you would like to. If you want to join today's draft, it's pretty simple to be in consideration. The first step is to join our Discord. I will put the link to our Discord in the chat. It is also in the description of this video. And there is a text channel in our Discord that is called Dynasty Mock Drafts. That is where I will send the sleeper link for you guys to join. Again, as I always say, please keep in mind, only 11 of you can join me. Okay, and there's almost 1,000 of you now in the Discord, which is awesome. So don't verbally abuse me if you don't get a spot, because it's happened many times in the past. And I want to ask you guys, where do you want me to draft from? Last time, I think you guys told me the 104. let me know, where do you want me to draft from on the board? The most commented position is where I will choose. We do have landing spots as well. We'll go over that in a second, but let me know, where do you guys want me to draft from? No, we won't do a third round reversal. J-Mo top 1 Dynasty wide receiver because I saw him catch the first touchdown at Ford Field, right, Zach? Hell yeah. My favorite wide receiver in the class. I'm excited that he's finally getting some run. Still hasn't played over 50% of the snaps, so that could definitely happen. Take the turn at 12. Oh my God, I hate the 12. 109. What's up, Justin Fields? What's up, brother? Welcome into the chat. You need practice for next year. 101, 107 to 110. All right, that seems to be the most common. 107 to 110. Let's go 109. Let's do what Justin Fields suggested here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this link, and I'm gonna paste it in our Discord. Again, join our Discord with the link in the description. I also pasted it in the chat. It is first come, first serve. First 11 people in will have a spot. Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1, and that link is sent out, and it will fill up very, very quickly. G16's got the hacks. From what I understand, guys, if you have your computer open, it's better on desktop apparently, but if you have your desktop open, Sleeper open, and Discord, and you're logged in, it's quicker. That's just what I've heard, so in case you're curious. But we're gonna do so many of these. I mean, right now we're doing 1 Dynasty startup and 1 rookie mock draft a week. Come January, we're gonna take a quick little break here for Christmas to be with family and just kind of get refreshed. But come like second week of January, you're gonna have like 4 to 5 of each of these per week to watch. So don't worry, there is plenty of mock drafts coming up. Okay, so we are doing a 2023 Dynasty Startup Draft. This is not this is not tight end premium. It is super flex. You can draft the 2023 rookie class. If you would like to draft a rookie, that's why we have the kicker position here. So select your kicker, and then either in the YouTube chat or in the Sleeper chat, tell me what rookie it is, and I will add that rookie to your team. We do have landing spots from Tankathon's latest draft, mock draft. So if you want to follow along and see those landing spots, we'll quickly review them here. Bryce Young out of Alabama goes number 1. CJ Stroud goes 2 to the Seahawks. These are the landing spots. You might not agree with him, but these are the landing spots we're using. Will Levis to the Colts. Quentin Johnson to the Panthers is interesting. Jordan Addison to the Packers. I like that landing spot. Michael Mayer to the Lions in the first round. Jackson Smith to the Chargers. That is beautiful. Bijan to the Bucks. Anthony Richardson to the Giants. I like that landing spot for him, especially with that coaching staff. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to the Bills. Darnell Washington to the Saints. Jalen Hyatt to the Falcons. Rashee Rice to the Jags. Downs to the Browns. Hendon Hooker to the Raiders. Zay goes to the Pats. Cedric Tillman to the Bears. Dalton Kincaid to the Texans. Zach Evans to the Cardinals. Marvin Mims goes to the Texans. Devin Akane to the Dolphins. Sean Tucker to the Bengals. Xavier Hutchinson to the Ravens. Ooh, I'm excited for you guys to hear me talk about Xavier on this week's video. And Raheem Jarrett to the Giants. Okay, so you know some of the landing spots. You can refer to that link as well in the description. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. There will be 30 seconds on the clock. And if you draft a rookie, I'm going to pause the draft, and then we will actually, let's make it 60 seconds to start. 30 seconds feels a little quick, but we'll change it to 30 at halfway point. But if you draft a rookie, we'll pause, we'll find out who it is, and then we'll restart. So here we go. Let's get this bad boy started. And we are up and running. The Coach House is at the 101. Caleb Crow at the 1-2. Wait. Okay, the Coach House, do you understand the exercise? We are doing Dynasty Startup Draft, not Rookie Draft. So you have everyone available to you. Are you sure this is what you meant to do? Are you sure? 100% positive? You want to take Bijan here? Superflex League? Are we sure? 100% we're all in. This is Superflex. The coach. Okay, he said he didn't know it was Superflex. All right, I'm gonna give him one more shot here. Okay, he didn't know it was Superflex. That's okay. I'm gonna give you another go. I guess I understand that. You know, if it's a one quarterback format, maybe Bijan probably is a top 3 to 5 pick in a one quarterback format, if not the number 1 pick. So I understand where he's coming from. But yeah, just so we're on the same page, it is Superflex, not tight end premium. But you're good, coach. You are good. I just want to make that makes sense as to why he was, you know, considering Bijan there. But yeah, this is a Superflex Dynasty startup draft. Again, I'm not saying Bijan would be the 101 in a one quarterback, but I'm saying you could make the case for it. You can understand where he was coming from. All right, so we'll see what happens at the 102. It's Pat Mahomes. He's been my 101 for pretty much since 2018. Assuming Marvin Harrison Jr. keeps up this pace as a generational prospect, Bijan or Harrison Jr. would you rather have long term? I would always go the elite wide receiver prospect over the running back prospect 10 times out of 10, even though I'm in love with Bijan. I would say Marvin Harrison if he continues that work. All right, so we see Herbert at the 3, then Hurts at the 4, and Burrow at the 5. I do have Burrow actually as my 103 right now. That was a pretty controversial part of the quarterback video that I released this week. A lot of people did not like that I had Burrow slightly ahead of Herbert, but I think there's real reason to consider it. I'm going to open up my rankings, and if you guys ever want to use, I know some people out there, you know, they use their own rankings or they use ours for draft season, whatever the case may be. Sleeper, you have a really cool feature, with Fantasy Pros. And it's called the Draft Assistant, I think is what it's called. I think it's called the Draft Assistant. I don't know, but you can basically import a mock draft and then use your rankings to draft. Okay, so Watson's off the board. Jefferson and Chase are gone. I mean, Lamar Jackson is still here. This is pretty easy decision for me here at the 109. Lamar Jackson, you know, I'll be happy to take him here in a super flex format. I do not want to see what comes back to me, so I'd be happy to take him here at the 109. Let me figure out how I did that last time. Draft Wizard, it's the Draft Assistant is what it's called. And then you can add a mock draft. You can add the link, and then if you have your rankings imported, you can actually draft from that screen. So it's really, really cool feature. If anyone out there cares, if you do mock drafts, I really enjoy looking at my rankings, not ADP, because it's typically not updated. We see Fields go off the board as well at the 110. Contender, 12-team, half PPR, Superflex, tight end premium, traded the 110, a late 24 first and a second for Fields, and a mid-third. Have Hurts and Fields. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Those are both late firsts for sure. Are there tier break spots in the 2023 rookies you've noticed? Yes, I have. And let's specifically talk about those tomorrow, because I'll be doing a rookie draft tomorrow. If we reach 100 likes on this stream, I'll be doing a rookie draft tomorrow for sure. How much verbal accosting for not getting a draft spot am I allowed before Zach boots me from stream? I mean, you can do whatever you want. Downs to the Browns is sneaky good. What's up, MP? Wow, dab on him. What's up, LT Gray? No take backs. Casey says we should use consensus big board for the next draft and not tankathon to mix it up. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Nice. Clutch, Tigray. Well done. I love it. Yeah, this is pretty normal so far. I would say this is pretty normal so far. But yeah, that turn looks pretty good with Trevor Lawrence and Tua. I like that turn. Okay, so the first rookie goes off the board. Let's find out who this is. I have a pretty good feeling of who it is, but why don't you let us know who it is? Okay, this is Bijan Robinson. No surprise there. Bijan Robinson, is he an elite prospect? Yes, absolutely. Stop with this nonsense of questioning Bijan Robinson as an elite prospect. He is not only a very good runner, an elite as a runner, but he's also a fantastic pass catcher and very good out of the backfield and runs legit routes. He is all you want from a running back, he can do it and more. The best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. We're almost approaching the season, and I think this is important to say. And maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't, but we're approaching the season. We're almost in it, where we start to see these elite prospects get nitpicked to kingdom come. Okay? You're going to see nitpicks on Bryce Young, on CJ Stroud, on Bijan Robinson, on Jackson Smith, on Quentin John. It will happen. And why does it happen? Because it gets clicks and it gets subscribes and it gets retention, which means money for people who make those types of content. Okay. Now, will we contribute to some of that content? Sure. But it will be based off of genuine concern or genuine intrigue. So I've already heard this early in December. Typically it comes around February, but I've already heard concerns around Bijan Robinson. Is he really an elite prospect? So be aware that that season is on its way. If not, we could already be in that season. So just be aware of that. Okay. Okay. So I'm here at the 204 and Bijan's off the board. I feel as if, man, see, that sucks to be here, man. It sucks to be here. This sucks. Ah, damn. I just realized how bad this is. I miss out on the elite quarterbacks. I don't want to take Trey Lance this early. Oh, this sucks. This blows. This is the worst spot because I would have taken Bijan if he was there. Damn, son. All right. Let's go get Jalen Waddle. Let's build around the wide receiver core here. Dang, man. That sucks. That is the worst spot I think to be in then. I think the 9 might be the worst spot on the board, actually. At least if you're top 5 or 6, you know you're going to get an elite quarterback in Superflex. And at least if you're at the end, let's say 11 or 12, you will most likely have a chance at a double quarterback start in Superflex because Chase and Jefferson probably won't be there. We got another rookie off the board. Let's see who it is. But then you miss out on Bijan and you miss out on, you don't want to take a quarterback too early there. Wow, that is probably the worst part. All right, we see Bryce Young go off the board. I'm curious to see where he's going to go in rookie drafts. Sorry, not rookie drafts, in startups. Here we have him going at the 2-5, which I don't think is crazy in a super flex format. Obviously, Bryce, like every prospect, does have his own question marks that we need to ask. Size, can he translate his game to the NFL? Undersized, not only with his height, but also with his weight. You know, will he be durable enough? But he's always won with this size. at every level that he's been at. So in this scenario, he gets mocked to the Texans at the 1 spot. So I think it makes sense to take him here. I don't think that this is crazy or egregious by any means. I was considering him there. I just wanted less of a risk with my early 2nd round pick, you know. Zach Charbonnet, number 2, changed my mind. McShay has Bijan going number 5 to the Eagles. Dang, I like it. Welcome to reality. It's gross. Without day 1 or day 2 draft capital, that would be tough. Yeah, I agree with Zach. With Geno still on the board? Yes, with Geno on the board. I wouldn't take him that early still. Charbonnet will go down as a legend. Look, I'm a huge Charbonnet guy. Keep taking those rookies, people, MP says. His ceiling is Joe Mixon, in my opinion. But if he's a 5th rounder, I'd trade back and trade into the 2nd round. Yeah. Joe Mixon, Zach Charbonnet, let's talk about him when he gets drafted. At least I'll highlight him when it gets drafted. But I don't think he'll be drafted for quite some time right now. All right. Are we getting too rookie happy? Maybe. But who is it here? Let me know, John. Who are you taking here at the 2-7, my guy? And as we're waiting for him to give us some information there, can I just ask if you guys are on Twitter, consider giving me a follow here. I've been trying to be much more intentional about tweeting out and being interactive. Sometimes I'll tweet things about prospects or buy lows. I'll probably tweet out a little bit about Jackson Smith, Quentin Johnston, Jordan Addison, things that I like or dislike about them. So do me a favor, if you're on Twitter, give me a follow. If you are, kind of part of the Twitter sphere, I put my username in the chat at Zach Zavich. So that would be very kind of you. So who is it here? It's CJ Stroud. All right, let's get back to the main draft board. All right, so CJ Stroud goes off the board here. I still think there's very good conversation between who the number 1 is between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. As of right now, I have pretty much settled on Bryce being my first quarterback in this year's draft. But I do think CJ is obviously better in the pocket. So landing spot's going to be important. In this mock draft, CJ landed with the Seahawks. I really like the weapons around him compared to the weapons that Bryce is going to start his career with. Ricky Hype with A.J. Brown still on the board? I don't know. I'm saying we might be getting a little too rookie happy. I get rookies are cool in Dynasty, and yes, Bijan, Young, and Stroud are good picks in Superflex leagues, but damn, people love rookies too much in startups. I love to have as many rookies as possible, but I agree that in startups it needs to be at the right price. And oftentimes this early into the startup season of drafts, they do go a little too early. We are a little too rookie crazed. So many good players still on the board. A.J. Brown is still there. We got T. Higgins still there. Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, it might be a little bit too rookie craze at the moment. Mark Andrews at the 2.8 is incredible value. Love that. I was considering him at the 2.4. Then we see A.J. Brown go off the board at the 2.9, which is also a huge deal. G16 starting with Hurts and A.J. Brown. He gets the stack. Wow. Reaver says, any of the top quarterbacks going to the Lions or Seahawks would be massive for them. Great situation. I agree. Yeah. Well, the Lions, I don't know if you guys heard that report. They said that they're probably going to stick with Jared Goff long term. Did you guys see that report? That blew me away. I was like, dang, okay. Really? I mean, not that he's played bad or anything, but that was surprising. They get Jalen Carter here and then Michael Mayer. So that was again, not that Jared Goff's played poorly, because he hasn't. Oh, wow. Amon-Ra. That's pretty early, but I guess it makes sense with how he's performing. But, yeah, I still have other guys over Amon-Ra, but I know that a lot of people would probably have him as the next guy off the board. But for me, there's still depending on what strategy you're doing, whether it's win now or futuristic, there's still about 4 or 5 I would draft over him right now. Garrett Wilson will be wide receiver 3 overall this time next year. Let's see. Hurts Brown stack is spicy. Yes, it is. It is a spicy stack. I like it. Hey guys, 90 people watching the stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you could do me a huge favor and drop a like on the stream, it is the most simple, easiest way for you to support what we do, for you to support the channel, for you to help us grow. And if we hit that 100 like mark, I will be doing a Dynasty rookie only draft tomorrow. So if you want to see that kind of content on tomorrow's stream around this time, then go ahead and drop a like for us. Really easy way for you to support. And the reason we ask for a like is because it truly does help the channel grow. With something so simple, you are helping the video reach more people, the live stream reach more people, and the community grow. So we do appreciate it. Quick math says if there's 90 people watching, we can hit 90 likes if everyone hits a like all together. So we do appreciate that. All right, Jonathan Taylor falls to the 212. Then we see Cooper Kupp at the 3-1. For me, this is too early for Cooper Kupp now. We don't know what the future of that team holds at all, what the identity of their team is. Will Stafford be there? Will he retire? What's Baker Mayfield going to mean? Is Sean McVay going to continue coaching? Is Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey moving on? There's too many question marks. And then you also have to ask question marks about Cooper Kupp, about his injury, about what it means for his future. He should fully recover, but we also thought that Michael Thomas was going to fully recover, and we were huge sell Michael Thomas when that injury happened and he had to have surgery on his ankle. We were huge advocates to sell Michael Thomas. That was what, 2-3 years ago now, and people said we were crazy. They're like, you're kidding me. He's still a top 5 guy. If you can get this kind of value for Cooper Kupp in the trade market, you sell him instantly. Hey, thank you for the sub, Kirk. Thanks for the sub, man. But I am still taking your Higgins, your Diggs, Olave, Metcalf, Burks, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, London, Devontae. I'm still taking Jameson. I'm taking all those guys over Kupp at this point. So he more feels like a mid-4th to late-4th pick for me. But I know that there will be people on both sides of the argument. When I did my video about wide receiver tier rankings and I had Cooper Kupp as my 17th wide receiver in Dynasty football, it was so funny, the replies. I had people who were like, holy hell, you're so high on him. And I had people who said, you're way too low on Cooper Kupp. He's still elite. So I know there's a lot of different opinions on Cooper Kupp. All right, so we see Ken Walker off the board, then Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson. That's a really nice little wide receiver core there that G16 is building up with Hurts and the stack of Brown, and then Garrett Wilson. We see Trey Lance go at the 3-5. I don't know when you should take Trey Lance. Honestly, guys, I don't know when you should take him. So much risk with taking Trey Lance, but still so much upside. Probably the biggest wild card in Dynasty football right now. I don't know that you could point to another one. With the concerns about, you know, where this team is at and where he is at in his development. This team is ready to win. They're ready to win Super Bowls. He still needs an entire year to be the starter and make mistakes. Will they have that patience for him? Will he be the same player after the injury? I know they spent all the draft capital, but what if Tom Brady goes there? I mean, what if Brock Purdy turns out to be a guy? So, man, there's a lot of question marks there. I genuinely do not know what to do with Trey Lance right now in Dynasty football. Still taking Walker before Breece. I can see where you're coming from with the injury. I still think Breece. I think at this point, if Breece was healthy, I think we could all agree he was clearly the RB1. But with his health concerns, I don't think that's crazy. Pitt's still on the board. Let's see when he gets drafted. All right, so we see a rookie go off the board. Let's see who that is. Caleb said, hold my beer, and took over. Hurts, Browns, Garrett Wilson, and Burrow, Andrews, Lance. Both really interesting starts for sure. What do you do with the 7th pick in a Dynasty 8-man traditional 1 quarterback league? I would probably go best wide receiver, tight end, or running back on the board. Probably tight end. Like if Andrews or Pitts are available at the 7, Cole, I would probably take them there. Even in a non-tight end premium, And the reason being, in an 8-man league, your tight end can make such a huge advantage for you with all the teams being stacked. All right, so this is Jackson Smith in Jigba, which, you know, I am a little bit upset about because I was definitely considering him. I don't want to give any spoilers to the video that will be out very soon about this wide receiver crew, but I love Jackson Smith in Jigba, and I think there's a lot of recency bias that is driving down his capital and people's opinions of him, but I still view him very much as an elite wide receiver prospect. In fact, I don't care. I'm so excited about him that I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to potentially ruin the video, but hopefully you guys still go and watch it. Jackson Smith, to me, there was only one wide receiver in this class that I labeled a can't miss prospect. And the only wide receiver was Jackson Smith in Jigba, okay? Broke out at the age of 19, very gifted route runner, especially off the line of scrimmage. Good footwork, really twitchy, and he can gain separation within seconds because of that footwork. Great at the break point of his routes as well, which gives him space and also allows him to operate after the catch. Elite hands. Let's talk about it. In 2021, he didn't play 2022, but in 2021, amongst wide receivers who had at least 55 receptions, Jackson Smith and Jigba was number 1 in contested catch rate at 90%. He also posted an elite reception percentage at 84.8%. Okay, a 90% contested catch rate for Jackson Smith and Jigba when he saw 112 targets is nothing short of elite. Especially when you consider Garrett Wilson had a 61.5% contested catch rate. Chris Olave had a 62.5%. London was at 65.4%. Traylon was at 43%. I mean, numbers, film, analytics, everything shows us that Jackson Smith is an elite prospect. You want to talk about yards after the catch? Last year, Jackson Smith had 8.3 yards after the catch per reception, which was 10th best in the country. Out of the big names that we knew from last year's class, Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams, he had a higher score than all of them, as well as Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, who both didn't even crack the top 50. So Garrett Wilson, in my opinion, is truly a can't miss elite prospect. And when I say that, I mean he will be a top 15 scoring wide receiver within the first 2 years that he's drafted. My pro comps for him, maybe I'm ruining the video, I don't care. Pro comps for him, Keenan Allen, Larry Fitzgerald, Cooper Kupp. Is he the fastest guy? No, but you don't need to be the fastest guy in the NFL to succeed or to be an elite wide receiver. Keenan Allen's 40 time was 4.7. Larry's 40 time was 4.63. Cooper Kupp's 40 time was 4.62. You do not need to have elite speed, but if you have elite route running, elite separation, incredible footwork, great at the catch point, then there's a very clear formula for you to be an elite wide receiver in the NFL. 5-star recruit, early breakout age, played primarily in the slot, so that does concern me because we wanted to see him out wide this year, but I think with his technique, he can play out wide. There's, again, can't miss prospect. I'm very excited about Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I can promise you if he was on the board, he would have been drafted there at the 3-9 for me. So love the pick, and maybe I spoiled a bit of the video, but I don't care. I had to talk about him. Let's find out, Steven. Where do we take Purdy? We'll find out. Freaks for rookies. We taking Jackson Smith over Gibbs now. Might need landing spots and combines to choose between the two. I agree. Very good point. And I don't think you're wrong either. Okay, so Jackson Smith is off the board. Let me see what my options are here. I think we're getting a little bit too disrespectful with this player. The knee injury doesn't worry me. Still the highest ever drafted player at his position. I'm hoping for coaching change. There is inevitably going to be quarterback change. Again, the knee injury, there's no concern long term. I'm going to bet on his talent here and get what I believe is a pretty big discount for Kyle Pitts at the 3 9. Welcome to the squad, Kyle. J Stomp says, me, Zach, biggest JSN stands. Let's find out together. Gibbs or JSN? Honestly, guys, if you heard me at the beginning of the stream, I spent the past 5 days spending about 10 hours a day scouting the wide receiver class. And it has me completely upside down with how to approach the 102 moving forward. Or the 103, rather, I would say. I still think it's Bijan than Bryce. But from the 103 onwards, I really think that CJ, Gibbs, and Jackson are all legit options. And I don't know what the right answer is just yet. I don't know what the right answer is just yet, honestly. What do you think about Dwayne McBride? That is a name that I do need to watch. So I have seen the efficiency, the huge numbers. I'll be honest, I remember watching his film before this year because we try and watch previous year's film. And I wasn't impressed, but how can we ignore these numbers? I want to go back and watch this year's film and see what was going on with him. With the Chargers landing spot, Jason's my number 104 behind Bijan and the quarterbacks. Yeah, with this landing spot, he landed with the Chargers. I do think he's in serious contention for the 103. Hype those picks, man. Hell yeah. Who's your wide receiver 2 in the class? I don't want to spoil the video. I already gave out too much information, but if you guys don't know, I spent a ton of time the past month and specifically the past week scouting the wide receiver class, and I will have a top 10 video out in the next 2 days for you guys, and I'm going to put a ton of effort into it and go into a crap ton of detail. I hope that you guys enjoy that video. How high do you think JSN will go in the draft? I think he'll go top 15, top 10, but mock drafts don't seem to agree with me, so we'll have to wait and see. I don't think rookies will go this early in actual startups, but I love the hype. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it depends on landing spots, but I do think there's a good conversation there for, hey, are we getting too high on these rookies? Happens every year. Okay. I like that we're all building around wide receivers because this is what we've suggested all last year. Build around your wide receiver core and your quarterbacks. And you can see that now because a lot of the wide receivers are off the board. Okay, so I got my tight end. This is tough, man. Okay, I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I know a lot of people are probably gonna say this is too high, but I've been one of the only people in this corner in the Dynasty community for quite some time now, and I've been telling you to buy low for a while. Let's grab Treylon Burks here at the 4-4. I still believe in Treylon Burks. I have no reason to devalue him at this point. Thoughts on ETN slump? I think he'll be fine. Schedule was really, really rough. But that offense is clicking. He's going to be fine. He's going to be a big part of it. I wouldn't worry. You think it's running back heavy? I mean, yeah, maybe I'm misreading. I don't know. Gibbs, I definitely was considering it, but hey, thanks for the sub. I was definitely considering it, but if you guys have been with us all offseason last year, my preferred way to build a Dynasty team is to build around wide receivers. I don't like in Dynasty drafts typically to build my core around my running backs, the most injured players, the shortest lifespan of any player, and typically replaceable at times. I'm not saying Gibbs is an elite because he absolutely is, but in a rookie draft, I might approach it a little bit differently to a startup. In a startup, I really want to build around my quarterbacks, my wide receivers, splash an elite tight end there if I can. That's just typically how I've always approached a startup. Thoughts on JMO this high? Yeah, I don't dislike it. I'm a big Jameson Williams guy. So yeah, I'm all for it. All right, let's see who this is. We have a rookie who's gone off the board at the 4-7. Okay, is that Jason? Oh, sorry. Who is this? Okay, this is Gibbs. JSN already went off the board. I don't know why I said that. All right, so we got Gibbs going off the board. In this mock draft, Jameer landed with the Bills, which honestly, I don't dislike the landing spot. I know a lot of people have not been liking that landing spot, but I personally don't dislike it, especially no way your name is Nick Savage. There's no way your name is Nick Savage. Are you my long lost brother or father? I mean, I know my father, but my last name is Savage. I'm Zach Savage. No way. Are we related somehow? Thank you for the sub. All right, so we see Jameer Gibbs go off the board. I like the landing spot. I like the draft capital. Definitely not a reach at all to take him here. Then we see Devontae Adams go off the board. Ooh, let's avoid the Ruggs comparison, though. I more compared him to... my comparison for Jameson last year was more Jerry Jeudy, Hollywood Brown, if they made a baby. Where's your partner? He's in New York. He's on holiday. I like it, Kevin. As we see Kelsey go off the board, and then we see Christian Watson. And we see another rookie. Who is that at the 4-11? Let us know who the 4-11 is. AR, so I'm assuming Anthony Richardson. You know, in a Superflex league, and if he actually gets the landing spot that he had in this mock draft, which was the Giants in the first round, then this is a serious overlook from all of us to let him fall this far. That kind of draft capital in the first round to be with that coaching staff, Brian Daboll, who was a big component in building Josh Allen's game. I'm not saying he'll be Josh Allen, but he has all of the raw materials to be a top 5 superstar quarterback in the NFL. Athleticism, burst, speed, arm strength, needs to improve the accuracy, needs to improve the IQ, but everything else is there. So if he actually were to fall to the Giants in the first round, and they're clearly going to build around him, he needs to be much higher than this for sure. So this is a good pick. I like it. I like Burks, but I hope he gets a quarterback upgrade. Yeah, that would be good. When draft day comes, what do you think I can get for the 105? Sounds like a big tier break afterwards. I don't know. Really open-ended question. Really open-ended question. I think there's a lot of different combinations of things that you could get, but you could definitely get like solidified young running back, like a Ken Walker maybe. Honestly, let's see where we are right now. You said 105, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Jahmyr Gibbs is off the board, but Jahmyr Gibbs, right around here is where he went. And around there you have Etienne, Swift, Burks, London, Jameson. But again, it's far too early to really tell. Who's your daddy? LT Gray. Nick Savage says, I have the 1-1 and the 1-2 in my 2023 rookie draft Superflex league, and I have Josh Allen. Who do I take at the 1-2? So I'm assuming Superflex. Well, who's your second quarterback, though? That would be my bigger question. By the way, Nick, we're brothers because my name is Zach Savage. So good to meet you. But yeah, I would definitely go Bijan, and then depending on who your second quarterback is, I'd be fine to go Bryce if you don't have a solidified one. JMO or Jordan Addison. I personally prefer Jameson Williams. Ryan says, my bad. I mostly meant I think speed gets overrated in Dynasty as it means more in NFL offense, which is why those players get the draft capital, for sure. Tier break is 106. After this year, do we really evaluate AR-15 higher than Malik Willis? I do. But the difference, Steven, is more importantly the draft capital. And this startup we are basing off of the mock draft that I have in the description, which is Anthony Richardson going in the first round to the Giants. So in that scenario, I feel like that's a little bit different to Malik Willis in the third round. We see Javonte. I'm going to quickly blow my nose. I'll be right back. It looks like we have taken Will Levis here at the 5'4". And, you know, I am not the biggest Will Levis stan, but this isn't too early for him. My concerns were that he was going to... First off, I don't know that he gets drafted as high as everyone in the mock draft community believes. When I say mock draft, I mean real NFL mock drafts. I don't know that he gets drafted that high. If he does, then I do think he is worth a draft here. In this mock draft, Will Levis goes to the Colts at 7. So, yeah, it's with his skill set, I think he has a lot of growing to do, but the same can be said with Anthony Richardson. I like Anthony Richardson's raw skill sets better for sure, but with this kind of draft capital and a team of great history at the quarterback position in a Superflex league, I mean, why not take the shot here at the 5'4"? But again, draft capital is important here, because if Will Levis turns out to be a late second or a third, then of course you don't take him this high. But draft capital typically means people are willing to build around that quarterback and be patient with them. So that's good to see. All right, we got another rookie off the board here at the 5'5". So let's find out who that is. I think I have a feeling. Okay, it is Addison. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still on the board. I have some very specific thoughts on Addison, and I don't want to share them just yet. But there goes Jordan Addison off the board at the 5'5". In this draft, hey, thanks for the sub, Connor. In this mock draft, with the landing spot he got was the Packers top 15 pick. I mean, makes sense to take him here for sure. When y'all drafted Mike White QB1, yeah, let's see. I mean, that's pretty low for Jacobs, no? Don't we feel like Jacobs is probably getting a long-term deal with someone? He's been incredible. I want to get into Superflex Dynasty League, but I'm having troubles finding other people. Any suggestions? I know Reddit is always a good option to find a group of people for a specific topic. We do Dynasty Leagues for people who support us. Now, you are supporting the channel. Essentially, you are monthly giving to us, supporting our work, supporting what we do. In return, there's a bunch of things that you get, including like rookie rankings, dynasty startup rankings, dynasty rankings, rookie draft only rankings. We will put together rookie profiles where we highlight strengths and weaknesses in a document for players. And then one of the other perks is something called the Fantasy Hotline, where you get direct access to us to ask questions in the DM, as well as playing in a Dynasty League with us. So you are supporting us, but it is real people. Plenty of people in the chat here are in our Dynasty Leagues. I'm sure that they could speak to them. But we really, really enjoy those. And we will have some orphan leagues available this off season as well. So if that intrigues you, then then yeah, you can definitely look at our Patreon if you want to look at orphaning a team. All right, this late at the 5-9, I feel much better about taking Kenny Pickett here. I have personally liked the progression I've seen from Kenny Pickett. Started off really rough, through a lot of interceptions, but with the draft capital, I think they are well willing to build around him. So I'll take him here at the 5-9. I still think he's got the upside to be like a Kirk Cousins, but very, very young. So I'll take Pickett here at the 5-9. Yes, I am taking Kenny Pickett over Geno Smith, T. Gray. Yes, I am. I definitely get it from a dynasty standpoint, depending on draft position. I just don't think from a talent standpoint he'll be viewed as better. Okay, I don't agree, but I can respect the opinion, as always. In a one quarterback league, where would you say the tier break for rookies is right now? I would probably say like the 104 or 5 is where there's a break, and then there's another break around, I think the 8 or 9. I don't do many one quarterback. I don't have any one quarterback leagues though. Chris Ballard is an awful GM though. Yeah, but it doesn't mean he's going to keep his job if he's awful. Huge Jacobs value. Addison on the Packers got to be at least 4th round. But I got to see what you say about him in the wide receiver video. Yeah, I have some very specific thoughts, so I don't want to spoil them yet. I don't know why. I just don't like Addison. Maybe it's because he reminds me of Devonta Smith. Still pounding the table for my guy Geno. Do you think Zach Wilson will be the starter next year? I think he's a good buy low right now. Because I think he's like quarterback 30 in dynasty rankings amongst the community. So I think he's a good buy low, but there are some serious concerns for Zach Wilson's future for sure. I definitely think Geno, he could be the next player drafted for sure. Heir to the Vikings, that could be really, really fun. Okay, who is this, Charms? Let us know who it is. Okay, this is Quentin Johnston. Wait, Quentin Johnston was on the board? Damn it, that's a real oversight from me. Okay, that's pain. That is pain. I'm in pain. All I feel is pain. I don't know why I thought Quentin Johnston was already drafted, but congratulations getting one of the steals of the draft at the 6-1. Dang, man. It's hard to keep up with the chat and everything and remember who's gone, but son of a bitch. Well, congratulations. I want to say I'm happy for you, but I'm more just disappointed in myself. There goes Quentin Johnston off the board, and I have to live with it. All I feel is pain. All I feel is pain. Oh my gosh. Guys, I was feeling really confident about my home dynasty league, and I had Pat Mahomes and Kyler Murray. Watching that Monday Night Football game, I felt ill. I felt ill watching that injury, not only for Kyler, but just for my own sake, which is probably selfish, but obviously firstly for Kyler because that's devastating. But I was like, damn, just like that, I probably have no chance to win. Connor says, have Justin Fields, looking to get Drake London or Garrett Wilson. What else do you think I could get for him? I mean, in a Superflex league, I'm not trading away Justin Fields. If it's a one quarterback, we can talk about it, but in a Superflex, I wouldn't trade him away personally. I don't even think we've seen Justin Fields unlocked. That's the thing. People, I'm not saying you specifically, Connor, but people in general have been trashing Justin Fields on Twitter, saying he's only good as a runner. He was a very good passing prospect. He is not limited to just being a runner. He has and has had the worst set of weapons of anyone by far. So I think he gets too much flack for it. And personally, I feel like we haven't really seen the full Justin Fields unlocked yet. I think we're going to see an even higher upside to come. Okay, at this point, I think it's good value. I can't move the board because it'll move the players. But at this point, I will take Geno Smith. Yes, my third quarterback, but I will take him here at the 6'4". In this sort of format, I know how valuable a quarterback is. And I know that if we were to be actually in a league from this mock draft, I would be able to have a lot of leverage in trades if I was able to either move Geno or keep him as my quarterback 3. Eckler goes off the board. Olave or Jameson Williams. Really close, man. I think right now you have to go Olave, but I think Jameson Williams could easily be the answer at some point. But Chris Olave right now for sure. He's just a very good separator. And if you can do that, you can succeed a lot in the NFL. DJ Moore still available? Yeah. Not surprising to me, but... Oh, he went at the 5-1, actually. That's a little early. That is really early for me, actually. That's real early for me. Wow. Okay, that's actually really early now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Superflex, I have Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, and Fields. Okay. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not moving any of those quarterbacks unless I get, like, in a ridiculous haul. I have Kyler Murray, and I don't know what to do with the torn ACL. Any other thoughts? Other quarterbacks or Fields, I have the 101 to 104 in 2023. My thoughts would be to draft Bryce Young and let Kyler Murray heal. Okay, so this is Evans, as in Zach Evans, which I like. Draft Bryce Young, let Kyler Murray heal, and then draft other positional talents. You'll be just fine. Sounds like you have a lot of capital to build around your team. So this is Zach Evans off the board here. I've been a big Zach Evans fan and supporter on the channel, as you guys know, and nothing has really changed for Zach Evans. If you want to put Zach Evans down in your rankings because of Quinshon Judkins, I think that's bad process. That's just my opinion. But we're talking about Quinshon Judkins, who is the best running back in the 2025 class. I say it all the time, but would you penalize Javonte Williams because of Michael Carter? Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Caleb. But I'm a big Zach Evans fan, and he goes to the Cardinals in this mock. I need Olave to cook this week. He's got a good matchup, man. Connor says, gotcha. Thanks for the input. I'm just low on wide receivers. Sounds like I should be patient. Yeah, I would be patient. Dude, like, if someone gives you, like, Garrett Wilson and the 102 and a first, like 2 firsts, then you could definitely, absolutely consider it. But I think patience will be the best step forward for you. Najee off the board at the 6-7. Oh, have the mighty have fallen. Najee was going like what? Remember, guys? 2-1, 2-2, 2-3. But I think that's decent value for him there. I don't hate that. Hey, guys, we are only 25 likes away from 100. If we hit 100 likes, I will be doing a Dynasty rookie draft tomorrow. Rookie only draft. So if you want to see that content on the channel, do me a huge favor and drop a like. With 97 people watching, quick math say that we could get to 100 likes really quickly if everyone was to do their part. And the reason we ask for likes is, again, it's the most simple way for you to support the channel, to help us grow, and to support the content. So it would be much, much appreciated. Let's find out who this rookie is here. Thwang says, I got to leave to pick up my brother from baseball. Can someone replace me, or should I try and make it work? Just do what you have to, man. And maybe we'll let the chat pick for your team for the rest of the way. G Money or G16. Who is this? Okay, this is Downs. Ooh, a little early for Downs, I think. All right, Josh Downs. Let's put him on the board here. Put it on the board. Put it on the board. Where you at, Joshy? Joshua Downs off the board. Again, a little early for me. I am going to be really excited for you guys to hear my thoughts on this class. But there we go. Josh Downs is off the board. I mean, I can't take Downs when I still have all these other really talented wide receivers on the board. Yeah, agreed. Reaver says, I have the 101 and my quarterbacks are Lance, Zach Wilson. 103 wants to trade up for Bijan. What would it take to move from the 101? Ooh, man. Hey, Herbert. Thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate that. Reeves, now's not the time to sell. The time to sell is around draft season because the hype is at an all-time high. People are thinking about the draft every second of every day in Dynasty. They're looking at players. They're looking at evaluations. So right now is not the time to sell because your average Dynasty player is probably not tuned into the draft just yet. The freaks like us, like all 95 of us watching, we've been looking at these prospects for like a year now, right? So I wouldn't suggest to sell right now, but you should probably get an arm and a leg as well as, you know, the birthright from him for the 101. But if you can move back to the 103, pick up like 2 firsts or something, is that possible? Because that would be awesome. Like the dang video. You like that? Is Kirk Cousins working today? Is he working overtime? Let's find out.
You like that?
Yes.
You like that?
And he likes it. And he likes the content. Reaver, I highly suggest waiting for about 3 months. Yes, I agree. All right, so we see Aaron Rodgers off the board. And then Kittle. I just recorded my tight end rankings video. And that will be out as well this week. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Hey. Okay. All right, Brett. Do your thing, Brett. Thanks for the sub. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for draft season. I can't contain it. Is anyone out there like me just an absolute weird person? Like, I get excited for the start of the NFL season. Week 1 is very exciting. I love that TJ Hawkinson pick, by the way. Incredible pick. I get really excited for like preseason, I guess, and then week 1, the Super Bowl is exciting, but nothing pales in comparison to the NFL draft for me. I don't know why. It's just, I love scouting prospects, seeing landing spots, and then dreaming of what they could be there. Is it just me? But draft day is by far the best day ever in the history of days every year. It's better than Christmas. It's better than Thanksgiving. Maybe it's just me. Probably, because that's weird to say. Jared Goff goes at the 7-3, which after the report of them saying that they want to commit to him long term, that's not all that surprising. I just rejected 3 late 23 first and 2 thirds for the 101. Okay, so you can see kind of the value that you might be able to get. 2024 draft in Detroit gonna make me act up. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so jealous that you got to see Jameson Williams' first touchdown in person. I'm so jealous. Agreed. All right, so Ramondre Stevenson goes at the 7-5. Do we feel like that's too low? You guys tell me. I wasn't in on Stevenson this year, so I got to hold my hands up and say I was wrong. But we just saw last night 2 unnamed running backs be extremely successful. Do we think that this team, with no history of signing running backs to a long-term deal, is going to change for a 4th-round pick in Ramondre Stevenson? I just want to throw it out. I just want to ask the question. What do you guys think? Because I don't know the answer at this point. And I'm also not saying that's a bad pick. Love the draft results. Hate the actual event. It drags. My ADHD brain needs more action. Fair. Thoughts on Watson? I think he's a strong hold right now. I see all over Twitter, sell Christian Watson. This is a time to sell. And I'm like, okay, we're talking about a guy who is 6'5", 200 and what? Is it 10 pounds or something? And he has shown to be an elite player. Speed like you can't imagine. Aaron Rodgers himself has said there are few people on God's given earth who are like that guy right there. And he's successful now, and people are saying to sell him. Why do we have to sell every young prospect who is successful? I'm a hold. Like, why not see what could happen with Christian Watson's career? There's no reason not to, in my opinion. Speaking of Twitter, I said this a little bit earlier, but if you guys can do me a favor, if you are on Twitter, give me a follow. I try my best to kind of tweet out thoughts on prospects. I'll give my top 10 in college football before the year begins. I'll tweet out little buy low opportunities. I'll try and tweet out funny things if I ever, am funny. But I would appreciate if you give me a follow. I'm trying to grow my Twitter presence. I know it's important, but I try to avoid the toxicity of Twitter as well, because it can get quite toxic at times. Okay, I am pretty excited that I still have Nick Chubb on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and take Nick's got a big old Chubb off the board as my first running back. And we are in what round? We're in the 7th round, the end of the 7th round. Yeah, I'll get a big old Chubb for Nick here. Welcome to the squad, King. What a day to be alive, y'all. That's water, in case anyone's curious what that sound is. Cheers. What are you guys drinking tonight? Bottoms up. Trying to stay hydrated. Did you hear about Brock's nickname? Yeah, it's probably not a name I can say on the stream. You talking about BCB? I love it. I think it's hilarious. Also need Godwin to cook for 60, 50 schooners. Hey, Godwin any week can go off, man. Any week he can go off. We see Bateman off the board at the 7-11. I like that pick. Man, how bad has this receiver core been without Rashad Bateman? I think that's a very good pick. Well done. I'm trying. So there's a wide receiver that I'm obsessed with that no one's talking about, and he found his way into my top 5. Again, the video will be out soon, and I'm trying to figure out how late I leave it to draft him. And I think I could probably leave it another 3 rounds and still get him. I don't think any of you would draft him. Let's see who this rookie is. Who is this, Charms? This is Rice. Okay, this is Rashee Rice. His stock has been going up. I really, really like Rashee Rice. And you guys will find out why on the live stream tomorrow and the video that I'm going to release about wide receivers. Again, if you want to see a rookie only draft tomorrow, I have a like goal of 100 likes. If we get to that, I promise you I will be live tomorrow for that rookie draft as well. So we're not too far off if you want to help us get there. All right, we're gonna move them up slightly. Hey, Skylar, thanks for the sub. Thank you for the sub, Skylar. Appreciate that. Can't comment yet. Can't comment. Hit to get, hit to get, hit to get. All right, your boy's on the clock. Dobbins is off the board. Okay, so I think it's time to get a little spicy with this running back room. Let's go and draft Zach Charbonnet. Do you know the name? Is it too early? I don't care. I love me some Zach Charbonnet, and that's who I will be drafting here, and I'll explain why. Let me tell you a little bit about Zach Charbonnet as soon as I get this lined up. Needs to go a little bit higher. I wanted to wait as long as possible. Let me make sure I get this bad boy lined up. Zach Charbonnet, where you at, brother? All right, that's going to have to be good enough. Should I tell you guys a little bit about Zach Charbonnet? Well, if you don't want to hear anything about Zach Charbonnet, then you are in the wrong place. But let me tell you a little bit about why I like him. Older guy entering the draft. He'll be 21 years old. Stayed for his final year at UCLA because he wanted to win a Pac-12 championship. He wanted to improve as a pass catcher. He wanted to finish his degree. So understandable, makes sense. What I wrote down about him was very impressive vision, consistently shows an ability to identify the best running lane, and does his best with the O-line gives him. Combination of size, strength, vision, contact balance, and this desire to keep pushing for more yards on every play makes Charbonnet a real name to watch. He could really solidify himself as a viable first and second down running back option for any team in the NFL and could easily handle 15 to 20 carries today in an NFL offense. If he was in last year's class, he would have been my RB3, and I'm happy to take him here this late at the 8-4. I don't know if he actually got drafted. Let's find out. But I didn't need him to get drafted to prove what he means to me. Nope, not drafted, but I think he will be at least like a third round pick in the NFL draft, unless teams are just really worried about the size. And if that's the case, draft capital for running backs are very important, and we will have to adjust. Jahan Dotson's a great pick there at the 8-7, even though I know it was an auto. Appreciate you, man. Found your stuff a few weeks ago and have loved listening on commutes. Oh, that's awesome. I actually used to, I went to high school in Missouri, and I remember there was a guy there named Skyler. He was pretty cool. He was just a good guy, so I'm sure you're also a very good person. Over Sean Tucker, yes. I will say that Sean Tucker and Zach Charbonnet are 100% in the same tier for me. I have Zach 4, I have Sean 5. So I'm not upset at all. I think they're interchangeable if you want to go Sean Tucker. I understand it. I understand why you would want to do that. But I think testing will be really important for these running backs because it always is, including eventually where they end up in the draft and draft capital. Those two things will be very, very important for these running backs after we get out of this elite tier. Off the cuff, in a one quarterback, I got Garrett Wilson and Carr for Tua and Dotson and a late second. What do you think? I still have Herbert. So you got Garrett Wilson and Carr. You sent away Tua, Dotson, and a late second. In a one quarterback league, we have to completely change the way we think about the quarterback position in Dynasty because quarterbacks are nowhere near worth what they are in a one quarterback format. So I don't like losing Tua because I am a big fan of him, but to be able to go to Garrett Wilson, I'm pretty happy with that tier up there. And I'm not afraid of losing a late second, especially in a one quarterback league. That late second becomes even less valuable. So I don't mind that. That's pretty even. I'll die on the Sean Tucker hill. I don't blame you. I like Sean Tucker. I like his game. I really do. And this tier of running backs, so like last year, the way I viewed it, Breece Hall was in his own tier, and then Kenneth Walker was also in his own tier, and then the rest of it was really difficult to put your finger on, right? This year, I think there's a very strong tier 3. Again, I still have Bijan in tier 1. I still have Jameer in tier 2 all by themselves. But that tier 3 for me, the Evans, Charbonnet, Tucker, Corum, like that's a very, very strong tier. You can even add Kendre Miller into that tier. It's a very deep, like, second round for rookie drafts when it comes to running backs. Pat is a great pick there at the 9-3. Really good pick. I have 5 firsts, so draft capital is in the second. In the second is, yeah. What do you think of Corum with the season he's having. He's a hard one to put my finger on, man, because I do think he's a very good running back. I've heard some people compare him. We got a rookie here. Let me know who it is. I've heard some people compare Corum to like Ray Rice. No. No. Are you kidding me, G16? Okay. I did not think you guys would have drafted him. Son of a bitch. Okay, Xavier Hutchinson goes off the board. I was so excited to draft him at the 9-9 and tell you guys all about him. And I lose out by like 4 positions. That hurts. That hurts. I can't reveal any information on Xavier Hutchinson. All I have to say is this kid is potentially very, very special and could be one of the risers in the NFL draft for the next couple months. A real legit name to watch that could rise from like 4th round draft capital all the way to early 2nd round. Legit shot at that happening. It's all in the video I'm going to release, but I'm so freaking annoyed that I barely missed out. Zach rages so hard on these mocks. I do. But as far as Corum, just quickly on him, I've heard the comps of Ray Rice. Is it likely that he has Ray Rice's fantasy upside? Probably not. Draft capital is going to be really important. I don't even think he's the best running back on his team. I think Donovan Edwards is. I really like Donovan Edwards. But I will say we can't take away what he's done this year. He has been very impressive. A lot of people, I'm not saying I feel this way, but I know a lot of people out there believe that the offensive line is the big reason why he had a huge year. A lot of people are saying it's the best offensive line in the country and that a lot of people could have succeeded behind that offensive line. I'm not saying that's my opinion. I'm saying what I've heard around the community. So again, with guys like this that we don't have a real thumb on, combine testing, draft capital will be everything. It will be. I get my notebook out and write down all the 40 times and grade out the drills for combine. It's the best day of the year. Yeah, it is a very fun day. I'm curious though, do you get your notebook out just for like the nostalgia? Because you know they obviously document it and then you can find it. It must be a nostalgia thing because that's how they would have had to do it back in the day. I can respect their opinion for sure. I don't think he's the 3rd best, but I respect the opinion. I'm still taking Zach Evans over him, but I think he's in strong contention for number 4. But we're all welcome to our opinions for sure. Okay, there goes Dolchich off the board. There's not really a... Okay, the reason I'm taking this player is not because I really need him or even want him. It's because everyone should have drafted him by now. And somehow he's still on the board. This guy was a top 15 pick in this mock draft that we're using. And I have my my own skepticism on his athleticism. But if he's drafted top 15, he should not be available right now. And that is Michael Mayer. So I know I already have a tight end, but I think this is one of those ones where we all forget that he's on the board and he just falls. So I'm going to take advantage of it here and I'll take him. So Michael Mayer goes off the board, and I got too many tight ends and too many quarterbacks, but we got a lot of flexibility on this squad with the trade market for sure. let's go ahead and make it 30 seconds after this pick, or after this round. Remind me, guys. Superflex draft. Would you trade Kamara for a early second? I wonder if you could get more, but I don't know that. I don't think I could sit here and say, yes, you absolutely could. Especially considering the age, considering the upcoming suspension. So early second, I don't know if you could get more than that, man. I'm not sure you could. That might be the most you could get. All right, this is Jalen Hyatt off the board. I'm surprised he hasn't gone off the board yet. I will say Hyatt was one of those guys that I had very specific opinions on. And you will hear about them again in that video very soon. But I am surprised based off the hype that he was still on the board. Yeah, I respect it. Go, Jeff, I respect it. Absolute nostalgia. I love it. I thought it would be me. Zach, stop sniping me. We have another rookie off the board. Let's see who it is. Nice pick. Just have to be patient with tight ends, for sure. Value of Miles Sanders and David Montgomery. I would say pretty much right around Alvin Kamara, like a early to mid second right now. I don't think you can get more than that, especially with... I've said this before. Okay, this is Sean Tucker. I think that's good value here, for sure. This is very good value for Sean. I've said it before, but if you're in the Dynasty space, you need to be aware that the running back position is going to be complete chaos this offseason. This will be the most chaotic offseason for running backs probably ever, honestly. I know that might sound dramatic, but I genuinely think this could be the most chaotic offseason for running backs ever. I talked about it a little bit in my Damian Pierce video, but if you don't know, there are about 24 impact running backs who could swap teams this year. That's through free agency, and that's through the NFL draft. Okay? There's about 10 to 12 impact free agent running backs that could be starters, who be free agents. There's about, I would say there's really about 6 or 7 running backs in this class that I think could be starters, but also other running backs who could really impact roles for your starter. So if you're not aware, be prepared for you to look at your your Dynasty team right now and look at your running back room and be like, yeah, I got 4 starters. Be fully prepared in about 4 months to look at that same crew and be like, I might have a starter here. I think one of these guys will be a starter. It's going to be chaotic. It truly is going to be chaotic, this class. This offseason, more specifically. Great pick. 2 seconds for Montgomery or Sanders. Okay, maybe. You could. Xavier reminds me of Brandon Marshall. Ooh, I'm excited to talk about him. Sean T, that's so true. What should I do with Devin Singletary? Oof. The time to sell him definitely would have been before James Cook. It definitely would have been wise to sell him before that, but we didn't know that was going to happen. I don't know, man. Hold. Can you get a second? I would take it. That's true, Jeff. That's very true, Steven. All right, let's find out who this rookie is. Who's that rookie? It's like, who's that Pokemon, if you get it. You get it? You guys understand? No? Oh, tough crowd? Tough crowd. Okay, this is Hendon Hooker, which I actually think this is a good spot to take Hendon. Is it too early? I don't know. In this mock, let's review. I believe he went to the Raiders, right? Isn't that right? He went to the Raiders in this mock. Let's quickly review. Yeah, Raiders in the 2nd round. I mean, that's interesting, right? At a minimum, that's interesting. Okay. I'm going to change it to 30 seconds on the clock now, so we're not here for the next 16 days. All right, who's the next player on my rankings? This is a weird spot on the board, isn't it? Really weird spot on the board. I think I'm gonna go grab Juju here. I know, weird player, hard to really determine value right now, but as we've said before, only 25, just turned 26 years old, is a free agent. If Juju were to sign a 3-year deal in Kansas City, then he absolutely would be ranked much higher in people's rankings. So I'll take him here at the 10-4. It's not an old player by any means, and a good offense. Well, I see Christian Watson at 4-10 before Devontae Adams. That's a little jumpy. What's up, Dak? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. With Singletary, you were never going to get much for him. That's true. Commanders to the playoffs. I know, man. It looks good right now. Anything can happen, but it does look good right now. Mo Ibrahim is going to be a nice sleeper. He's just slow, as in Juju. Yeah. But I think his role, you don't necessarily need to have the most speed to be successful. We've seen that. I still think Sky can develop. I still think he can be the slot for this team. They've just used him in really strange, peculiar ways this year. There goes Malik. And let's see what happens here. This could be Chigo off the board. I like me some Chigo, but that's early, obviously. That's pretty early. Thoughts on Justin Ross? I loved Justin Ross before the draft as a deep, deep sleeper. I really did. But with the health concerns that he already has, previous injuries, not even being drafted, undrafted guy, history tells us it's going to be one hell of a climb for him to ever be fantasy relevant. So hold him if you have him on your IR, but have very, very low expectations. This is Devin Akane. G16 loves his rookies. All right, we'll get Devin Akane up there. I'm not a big Akane guy, not someone I think I will probably have any draft capital of this year. I don't think I have any ownership of Akane. It's not often that I take people off my board because of their size, but Akane is one of those that I just can't ignore. I just can't ignore the limitations he's going to have in the NFL. But if you guys are just joining us, thanks so much for watching. We're doing a Dynasty startup with 2023 rookies included. If you want to be a part of these kind of mock drafts in the future, join our Discord with the link in the description. That is where we send the links out to join. If you can do me a huge favor and drop a like. We are at 90 likes. And if we hit 100, I will do a Dynasty rookie draft tomorrow. So if you want to see a Dynasty rookie only mock draft tomorrow, hit that like button. We're just 9 likes away from reaching that goal. Appreciate all the love and the support today. And while we're at it, if you can do me a massive favor, and if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the way I break things down, I do a little bit of that on my Twitter, as well as trying to kind of just talk about recent events. So do me a favor and follow me there. I'm trying to grow my Twitter presence because I know how important it can be to the Dynasty community. Although I will say it's hard for me to stay on there long. A lot of toxicity that I trying to avoid. Someone please take Corum. Poor Sky, I think it's over for him. Hard to say. You'll find out. You'll find out. I could see a similar situation with Hurts taking over QB1 from Wentz on the Eagles a few years ago if Hooker goes to Vegas. Yeah, that's not crazy. I agree, Dak. That definitely was frustrating. I think the Chiefs are going to add more star wide receivers next year. Do they have the money to go after a big name free agent? To be honest, Dak, there's not any big name free agents. Everyone's signed their stars. People really value their wide receivers. So Darren Sproles, his ceiling. Could be, but there's a lot of failed projects. Darren Sproles is one of one. But yeah, I mean, it could happen. People sleeping on DPJ. Yeah, that's actually really good value for DPJ. Dude had 12 targets second game with Deshaun Watson. Fair. I can understand that. Thoughts about Deuce Vaughn? He is just completely off my board. Fun guy to watch in college. I do not see a scenario in which he makes a fantasy impact with his size. I'm not even sure if he's going to make a team. Maybe he does as like a kick returner. I have a lot of concerns. Oh no, where's Cortland? It says Cortland's available. Shit, I just got autoed. Damn it. I was told Cortland Sutton was available. When did he go off the board? 11-5. Damn it. That's what I get for trying to keep up. This is the last round, guys. 11th round is the last round. Let me know who this is. Blake Corum. I mean, that's pretty good value that late. But again, with Blake, draft capital and testing will be everything. Truly. That's the end of the draft there, guys. Oh, I'll put him over Darnell Mooney, my bad. That is the end of the draft. Let's see who the last pick is. Dalton Kincaid. I think that's a good pick as well. Kincaid had a great year, and he could be one of those tight ends that go late second, early third. I definitely think that's possible in the NFL draft. We'll have to see what the NFL thinks about him. But yeah, very good year. Well, guys, that is the draft. I'm going to leave a little bit of time here for a Q&A. If you have questions specifically about the wide receiver class, I'm going to tell you to watch the video that I'm going to release here in about the next day or so, where I break it down. I break down my top 10 lists. But that is what the 2023 draft looks like. Let me just say, in case it needs to be said, because I think it is quite obvious, we are in an era right now, not an era, the era is the wrong word. We're in a season of knowledge, just gaining knowledge on the class, okay? Is this an accurate representation of what Dynasty startups will look like in April and May? Of course not. It's not even close to an accurate representation of what they will look like. But it's all about telling people names, getting to know names, sharing information, opinions, knowledge, forming your own opinions, your own knowledge on players. And over time, as we do more and more mock drafts, we'll feel more and more confident on where players should go. Where's value? Where's reaches? So, you know, a lot of it's for fun. A lot of it is so we can kind of get to that point where we feel confident in Dynasty startups. Akane will definitely add weight before the combine. Yeah, the issue with him, his frame is so small. If he adds weight, he loses his best attribute, which is speed. Holy cow, that is depressing. You weren't joking. Byron Pringle is the best wide receiver free agent on Google. Yeah, it's tough, man. If you went Blake Corum there, Zach, I would have taken McBride, by the way. Okay. Brandon Cooks will probably move. Yeah, he definitely will. Vaughn could be Sproles. He could also be a nobody. There's a very wide range of outcomes. Desmond Ridder was going to be my next pick, was about to get his chance to start. Yeah, I think it's a good risk reward at that point. If you had Ridder now, what would you sell him for in picks? Can I get an early second? Because I would do that in a heartbeat. based off the hype, I don't think you get any more than like an early to mid second, if not less. I don't think you do it. Probably can't get enough to give up upside of having another starting quarterback. Walker, Monty, Sanders, Chubb, pick 2 for this week. Oof. Do we know if Walker's going to play? I am not even in... I'm honestly not even in mode of like start sit mode, but let me see what their matchups are before I give you an answer. I'm so far in Dynasty mode right now. Okay, who does Miles have? Miles has the Bears. That's a very, very good matchup. Chubb has the Ravens, which they're pretty good defense. Montgomery, not starting him versus Philly. And Ken Walker versus the Niners. No way. I will go Sanders and Chubb there. Walker probably won't play. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens with him. Definitely a possibility. Anyway, guys, just want to say again a huge thank you for joining me on today's stream. I enjoy these. I hope you enjoy them. We have a Dynasty rookie draft coming tomorrow. Do me a favor, drop a like at the end of this stream. I'm sure we'll get to 100 by this time tomorrow, but do me a favor, drop a like, and we'll reach that like goal together. If you are at all curious on how to support the channel, there's a couple different ways. First one, obviously, as simple as I keep saying, is dropping a like, subscribing. Second way is by super chats, you know, in the chat. On a video, you can give a super chat. Third way would be through YouTube membership. You can actually become a YouTube member for our channel. There's a little join button, and essentially you get a couple different things that make you stand out in the chat: custom emojis, custom badges that grow over time. Fourth way would be Patreon, which the Patreon is going to get ramped up this off season as far as content, because we'll be giving you, as we always do, updated Dynasty rankings. We'll be giving you Dynasty rookie only draft rankings in Superflex format. We will be giving you positional rankings, as well as rookie profiles where we highlight strengths and weaknesses for you. There are, you know, avenues through Patreon called Fantasy Hotline for you to get a one-on-one access to us, to ask us questions. You can play in Dynasty leagues with us. So that is the other way to support us. It's a very logistic way to support our work. So however you do it, whether it's watching, whether you're supporting us for a long time, thank you for all the support. It's been very, very appreciated. And the last thing I'll ask again is, if you are on Twitter and you're active, consider giving me a follow. I'm trying to up my Twitter game. I'm trying to be more involved. So I would much appreciate that. But that is going to be it for today, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you very soon. All love.